Tag her hello, what is going on? As well as good hello to the rest of the DOT community. Give me just a moment here to go ahead and get things set up. Just going to post this link for the live stream in a few different places. All right, let's get a few things set. There we go. Link number 1. Link number 2. Link number 3. Let's not forget good old band. All right, DOT community, let's go ahead and kick off this live stream part 2 for Goddess of the Hunt featuring Artemis, right? Our Poison Ranger, which everyone now has quite a bit more information on. Hopefully you've caught all the different streams, different breakdowns from a little bit of everybody. Saw Soldier got some maxed Artemis and max troop content going on. JJ, Mr. Jason Jerome, got his XM breakdown out for you guys. And we got quite a bit of some other information. So let's kind of roll into it, right? Made a little bit of progress. Right at perfect rank 100 for Sanctuary Omega with 128,000 for the souls. I've got a total of 2,009, so just crossed a milestone, I believe, there. And just working my way through it. As far as the reward goes, we're going to pull in some portal stones. I've been doing a little bit of raiding while watching a movie, and ready to kind of kick right back into it. Next up, looks like we got some DGs coming, and just going through the grind, right? So if you're tuning in, that's what it is. I'm just here grinding right along with you. Let's take a look at leaderboards and what we have happening here. Soul Bacon Joker right here at rank number 1, 807,000. Mentioned yesterday, definitely anticipate this breaking a million, and the fact that we're on day number 2, we're right on track to do so. Rank 2 is Events R Us with 727,000. Beta Legends here at 718,000, rank 3. I don't know if that's like UP7, up 7, UPS, I don't know. Reborn, 671,000. I can't read rank number 5, but we'll call it N4P. Rank 5, 628,000. Godan, you're going to jump on after me. Hopefully I didn't maybe cut off. If you were going to stream, I haven't been checking in on the chats. Sorry if you called dibs. But hopefully it's all good. Godan, I'll definitely pass it off to you. So kind of get you set up there. Let's see. Best to best, yo. Thanks for tuning into the live stream there. But let's see, what else we got? Rank 10, let's go ahead and bring out rank 10. Here's Dark Magic 3. Rank 10 is at 463,000. Let's see, bringing this all the way down here. Rank 50 is Kraken here. 261,000 down here at rank 50. And Sanctuary Omega right in here at rank 100, 128,000. So that's what we got happening there, right? Taking a look at this. We are in set for the rank to pull in the 4-star Titan Soul. All right, so that'll be 45,000 XP. I don't mind that, and I don't mind the 4K gems. I don't know if we'll close up 50 spots to get into top 50. not seeing that's going to happen, but hey, you never know. Never know what can happen. So let's go. Let's go get some raids going. I think I got to throw in a castle raid. Yeah, I should get that done before I end up forgetting. But just gonna jump out here, and I'm going into some raids. I found a few of the Borderlands. Let's see, that's rank 16. Let me jump way out here. 23. All right, now you move to the right side of the map. These Borderlands always moving on me. But definitely interested to know how everyone else's grind is going. You know, let me know where you're at, soul count. I'm kind of assuming everybody's probably a little bit further ahead compared to me, just because I haven't had a lot of time to kind of grind these out during the day, which is why I'm going to hit some of these Borderlands now, if I can find a good chunk of them. Try to do some quick raids, get caught up on some souls. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I dropped it for a minute there, but what I was saying is I did a 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, and I don't know. I don't know if this is anyone else, but I was thinking yesterday maybe it was because I moved my Wi-Fi router to a little bit of a different spot, but I've noticed that the game's been just a little bit buggy ever since I did my update. Uh, Not only just kind of a couple server challenges myself, but also working with some just different raid things that have gone on. So dropping the game, weird glitches and things like that take place. So sorry if it gets a little weird. Trying to keep track. I've actually got another headphone in my ear, so that way I can actually listen to the stream as I'm streaming. This way, if if my audio kind of cuts out, I can kind of keep up on that. But cool. Thanks for the heads up, Godan. If anyone catches anything, just let me know. Drop something in the comment there. But best of best, Godan. So I'm still looking for a team. Looking for the top 50. Still do 15K in the event. Zalan, yo, what's going on, bud? Welcome to the stream. So just out here doing some grinding. There we go. I'm trying to just do a little bit of catch up. Just because I haven't been able to hit the event very hard during the day. So with that, trying to do what I can right here. I promised. What is it? Live streams each night of the event. Going all in, so I'm hoping to definitely crush out a couple of K souls on the streams, because I got to get caught up tonight. I mean, my goal tonight, I'm at 2K. I'd love to actually try to get upwards of close to 10K tonight. That's where I'd like to be. Azurank, hey, yo, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. We're just working through this. Let's see. Before I keep running through, let me just give you an update rate. Again, where I'm at, Alliance rank 98 right now. Sanctuary Omega. A little over 2K in souls. I got 129 in my next reward. Reward-wise, I've collected pretty much everything but my portal stones. Oh, I actually need to. Let's go ahead and collect these 50. We'll refresh there. So I've pretty much knocked out and collected the first 2 tiers, right, all the way up to 500. And I haven't collected quite all the rewards here at 2,000, so I'm working my way into my 3rd tier. Wraps up at 3,000. Again, my goal would be to get... I'm hoping I can do some grinding today and get all the way up to at least the Endless Quiver today, up to that 10K. So if I can do that, we'll work on it. We'll see where it gets us. That's the goal. We'll see what we can do. And we'll see where that puts our rank here. So, again, definitely want to know. Keep me up to speed. What are you guys... what are you guys' progress looking like in the event yourself? Are you moving along? Are you moving a little slow like I am with it, or you guys feeling pretty good about where you're at? Have you made some good soul progress? We're gonna just I'm gonna do some mini battles here. Not gonna put a whole lot of strategy into this, so you could always play around with that a little bit later on if we want to. But I got to just make up some soul ground here. That's what I got to do. Make up some soul ground. All right, so what do we got here? Let's go ahead and put a tweet here, right? Goddess of the, not hint, goddess of the hunt. There we go. John Whitkey, yo, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Definitely glad to have you guys in here. Again, just working through it, still using Loki, bringing all Panthers. I got just one Panther relic on Loki with, right now, a 1-star. I got a 2-star and a 3-star in reserve because I pulled those actually just right before I started up my stream. And going for it, so... Zerink had 15K on JJ stream, aiming to finish on yours. Nice, cool, bro. Let's do this grind together. Let's get through it. If we can make quick raids happen here, then that's what I'm all about doing, right? Trying to get through this, just make up some ground. I would like my minimum threshold to be reaching that 10K, so... Go in, can't grind and watch, and I gotta grind. Stream later tonight. Cheers, all. Oh yeah, for sure, bro. You know, when you jump on, you know, I'm gonna stream for a little while. Probably put in at least an hour, maybe 2. We'll see how the stream nature kind of works out for me tonight, as long as I don't have a severe number of drops. Let me see. I can't remember, Godan, if I got a link set up for you. I need to go ahead and get one set up if I don't. Yep, I don't. So I'm going to get one set up. Oh, no, there it is. Perfect. The Nightbot came in. Nightbot just came in a little delayed. So on the chat there, right, exclamation point, Godan helped trigger Godan's channel. So we'll keep that link in there. And, you know, when I get near the end, too, or whenever you're ready to basically jump on, because, you know, depending on how long I go for, how long you're ready to go for, I could always just do some grinding while you live stream, too, bro. So... we'll work it out. Hopefully if I can keep some people watching with me, then toss them on over your way too. Alright, come on, cats. Bring it on in. Loki doing his thing. I've never been really much of an infiltrator player. You know, they're good, they're quick. You know, you can put out some damage. I'm only at, what, like, level 26 here, so... I've got a lot of... I probably got a lot of learning to do. I need to be learnt on infiltrators. You know... really, what's the, you know, best way to build them? I don't have a lot of knowledge there, you know? Did I already check these lands? Yeah, this guy's got stupid defenses for lower lands. Yeah, this works. You know, but, you know, for Loki especially, who's got so much damage output, crit, AP, damage itself, I'm assuming, you know, I would myself probably want to think like, hey, I'm probably going to go with maybe a little bit more of a defensive setup on him, you know, put on some resists against whatever I'm battling. But, you know, is it better to actually just throw like a whole bunch of damage onto your infiltrator and just let him try to get out there and just wreck stuff as quick as possible? Let's keep these cats moving a little bit. That way we could trigger maybe a little bit of charge, trigger some flank. There we go. So keep them moving. Wrap it up. You know, just tapping around the troop there, making sure those Panthers are on the move. I find that if you target a troop, cats kind of just end up standing still. Oh, I did also notice, you know, we could pull up something else too on stream here. Just give it a quick peek. Relics. So I did get the update. Now it hasn't actually completely switched over, but what's nice is you are seeing the screen change a little bit as well, even in the forging. So now it shows the stars there, right? Even though it currently says forged chance underneath it, I believe this screen will eventually change over to showing you the XP that goes into that relic. So this little forge screen, I think is going to stay the same. But now it's just going to be a progress bar of the amount of XP. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be nice. That way a lot of these relics, 1 stars, 2 stars. There we go. Yeah, so anyways, I'm looking forward to that. We'll see. I'm going to try not to keep tabs on how many drops there are, but... trying to find just something quick. What can I basically burn through? Where are those nice small little clusters? You're already pretty much bubbled. Let's just keep the hunt going. What are these guys here? That'll work. 17k. Quick and simple. That's right. Just trying to auto-ray this out for a little while. Loki versus Kelwyn. Think Loki might be able to work his magic on her. All right, cats, get moving. You got that one all the way in the back. Oh, man, that tree. Them troops ended up deep in the bushes there. Thick bush you got there, kitty. What you gonna do about it? Loki and his nips celebrating as proud as he can. But let's see, right? You know, a couple other things going on. You know, I haven't put out Talk of Titans yet from yesterday's live stream. Definitely gotta sit down and do that. Just been a little tied up with work. I gotta do a relic swap here. Shift on over to a 2-star. $77 per battle, that'll help out. Get to doing some pulls. I think I've got like a Titan token. I could maybe do a pull on stream as well too. See what we can get. We got some DG. But you know, again, just kind of running through. I've bringing up a few things we'll just kind of talk about on stream here yet again. You know, post your comments down and let me know what's up. But I've had a few players mention that they are definitely feeling some, I don't necessarily say nerfing, but maybe we'll just call it balancing with Storm Maidens. You know, maybe we'll bring them out with us and just kind of do a little look. I haven't battled with them since I've done the update, but I've got a lot of people saying that their rate of fire seems to be a touch slower, and their damage output isn't as crazy. I don't know if anyone else has noticed the same thing, so I'm kind of reading messages, playing and listening here at the same time. But you know, we'll bring them out. We'll take a look. I haven't really checked them out myself yet. Let's see if I get another low-level land. We'll bring them out. Here we go. All right, so 18k. I'm not too worried about them. Let's swap out. Let's bring out all Storm Maidens. Got 18 of them. Let's see if I feel a difference here, because it's been a little while since I actually battled with them. We feel the difference in how their rate of fire is. And these are not buffed, right? Because I got no skill that's buffing them, and I've got no relics on them. I feel like this is kind of a bad map because they're all going to just troop spawn in a little late, but that's alright. Loki will trigger them. We'll do the good old clustering of the Storm Maidens here. Deoke, hello, what's going on? Yep, all the humans are here. Dougie Fresh. Sup, fellow grinder. That's what we're here doing. I'm just sitting here going through the grind. Alright, you guys are going to just stand ground. Loki, get out there and go trigger it. And let's see how these Storm Maidens' rate of fire goes. That seems okay. But it does kind of look like it's, I mean, not huge, but just a touch slower than what it was before. I feel like when it was firing before, like it was crazy, insane fast, and that was like almost watchable. It wasn't like a seizure of lightning coming out of them. But I mean, it's got to be by just a touch. Let's do it again. Let's check it out one more time, see what we got. Azuran, could you agree with them? Storm Maidens have been balanced. I've done Titan Arena 7 with Grimveld since Storm Maidens were released and can't tell the difference in damage output. Yeah, you know, some people, I had another player post in our line chat that, you know, he lost some battles that he won before. I'm going to try and do this. Let's swap out this Panther Relic. What do I want to put on here? I want to put let's bring out that Serrated Edge 3-star, right? Where are you at? Gotta swipe. This is one thing I wish. I wish I could sort these by the stars at least. I wouldn't mind, honestly. I'm just gonna put this out there. I wouldn't mind if this little tile menu, if it actually expanded all the way across and gave me enough slots to pick stars, pick elemental damage. I mean, even if you could fit like a troop on there or something, that would be cool. Put it at the top of the screen, let it drop down, let it be wide, but I would love to be able to do some really good filtering, a little bit more than just damage, bookmark, or event. You know, I would really love, I mean, especially just the stars would help you jump around, but the damage type would also be pretty good, or defensive type, whatever, you know, like here, you know, is it maybe ice related, physical related? You know, give me some stuff like that. But here we go. Let's see. I know that's not always going to be as easy because so many relics have sometimes different resists, you know, whatever it might be. But all right, looking for S here. Reinforced grip. No, that's not the one I want, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Reinforced grip. That's what I want. We're going to take you. Thor has it equipped. Yeah, we're going to take it from Thor right now. Deoke, you're missing just Loki in your collection of Marvel gods. You know, they're Norse gods, not Marvel gods. You know, unfortunately, you know, Marvel, Disney, they don't own the rights to all of them, however. All right, see, now this, maybe it's just because they're spread out now. Now it looks, I don't know, I personally, I can't really tell. I can't say I'm noticing, like, a huge difference there. They still seem pretty quick. I didn't use up my free spells at all, but that's okay. It's a weak land. Damage output, I'm taking on such weak troops, so it's nothing too huge. But, like I said, from a player who posted in line that, you know, recorded videos of both before and after the update, And he was saying he definitely was feeling a difference in what a Storm Maidens could do because he lost some battles or didn't win them by as much compared to what he had in the past. Let's see. Did you think Artemis is a good Titan? You don't know. Ladego or Basathi looks better in my opinion. Marvel gods. Yeah, out there. They're Norse gods. Just got to stick with the facts there for a bit. But is Artemis a good Titan? To be honest, I'm thinking she is. I still have to play, and want to play a little bit more with her on my test account too. But the Summon Panthers and how quick they are, plus being able to drop a Panther right there. I mean, Panthers are still pretty strong. What I also like about Panthers is there really is a pretty good number of relic options out there for them. So with that, knowing that when you buff your own Panthers as is, that the Omega troops get buffed too, with just standard Panther relics. I think that's, I don't know. I feel pretty good about that. Again, just that speed alone of those Omega Panthers. Again, dropping them right onto, especially for this troop that's designed to counter them, the Storm Maidens. Dropping that Omega Panther right onto some Storm Maidens could really kind of change the dynamic of it. Exactly how effective a Storm Maiden can be. So I think what Artemis definitely offers is a bit of a counter or even balance. I was having this conversation again earlier today, but I feel that we're starting to get a little bit closer to kind of a balance as far as we're getting there. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. As far as a balance goes to, I hate one of these maps. That's cool. Let's just auto order it. Getting a balance as far as exactly how far out of your reach you can attack. That you're almost kind of having to really stick within your range now. That you can't just be like, hey, I'm a level, 16 player and I'm going to go beat this level 23 or level 25. It doesn't quite work that way anymore. With some of the newer Titans and things like that go on with it. Oh man, just screwed that one up. But I love that spell. It's been a while, actually, man, been a while since I've taken it out. It's still possible, easily still possible. I shouldn't say easily, but definitely still possible with some of the things that we've had existing in the game. But I feel that as we're getting kind of, maybe slight changes in the meta as far as the summoning goes, the different gods, the different elemental damages that are finally out here, I definitely feel we're getting closer towards balancing what you can attack, who you can attack. And I feel with the summoning spell, it definitely offers a little bit more, strategy to actually play with. And what I like about it is the summoning spell, like, you really can't auto raid that. If you want to use it and get the most out of, like, Artemis, it makes you have to kind of sit down and play. And I think even the devs kind of made a comment like this on their live stream that, it's like why they took away anchoring, is the game was starting to lose a sense of the war to it. And the devs want to keep that in there, which I like. All right, come on, maidens, get out there and do something. Oh, let's throw some spells down. Oh, I can't quite get in there. There we go. How close to you can I get? Right about there. Oh, I love that spell. That spell is so wicked. But I mean, we got a couple other people watching. Definitely would like to hear. What's your take on Artemis? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? About the whole Omega troops in general. And, out of what we've seen so far, with the assumption that this whole Omega thing's going to carry on, probably now that we've seen Athena with lightning damage and Storm Maiden, we now have poison damage and Panthers. Let's go ahead and just assume that we're probably going to get elemental damage and Omega of each additional troop. Maybe. The part that I get a little trickier, I'm thinking about this is physical. Will we get physical Omega troops, Archer, Spear, and Militia, or will we maybe only get one? Or maybe we won't get Omega physical troops at all and just going to stick to these other elemental factions. What would you maybe be? What's the next that you would probably be most interested in? Would you be down for some Omega Grenadiers? Would you prefer Omega Imperials? What about Omega Goliaths? I don't know. Definitely this whole summoning an Omega troop definitely opens up some possibilities of how they can play with it. But, my question is, all the other troops other than Goliaths, Goliaths from basically here on out, they're all these 2D style troops, right? Imperials are this big battalion. Spearmen, Archer, Militia, Grenadiers. They're all... Loki, what are you doing? Taking a piss over there? Come on, man. Get into the battle here, yo. But, how are they going to do, like, Omega Grenadiers? Like, are they just going to be a bigger 2D version of this? Notice that they started out from the get-go here. They started out with the 3D single troops. Storm Maidens, Panthers. Are we going to get like a single Imperial and a single Grenadier? I don't know. Dougie Fresh Devs need to take a relook at why spells have no drop zones. Their explanation made no sense. These zones that spells won't drop affect some of my outcomes. Yeah, their logic when they say it is that they you can't drop in an area where like troops aren't. They like a rock. You don't put a spell on top of a rock. But Dougie Fresh, to your point, is like that situation I just had. Is there's a troop right on the border there, and because they overlap that whatever was behind them, like a lake or something like that, I couldn't put my spell on it. And then sometimes when they're like right on that border, my troops don't even recognize that they're on the battlefield, so they'll just kind of sit there, and I've really got to pay attention to that because sometimes that could be a difference in just not noticing it, not paying attention. Maybe I auto-rated it and I went to take a leak or something like that. So that's a little difficult, absolutely. But Dioke, I've got the impression those 3 Omega Panthers just worth all those Titan bonuses. Sometimes here's the thing, honestly, with some of these events, even if you might not like the Titan itself, sometimes the relics, though, sometimes you gotta go for them relics. But to me, the one way I've kind of always been, just because they're all like a whole category itself, I was the same way with the Norse gods. These god collections, I just don't think I'll go without one. Like, my goal is, if anytime they come out with gods, is to get them. I'm not always spot on with getting the best, individual Titan. Talon, I missed out on him. I wanted him. I just missed out on him because I just couldn't afford it at that point in time. Both time schedule wise and cost, but I didn't have any gems saved up for it. But looking at the Norse gods, I did it. I went all out throughout the entire Norse gods. The Greek gods, as long as they continue to drop at reasonable times, like this weekend's a good weekend for me to drop. I can pretty much live stream every night, not bogged down with work. That my goal is, if the schedule stays good, then I'm going to try to pick up every single Greek god. So that's... But yeah, so if my schedule can stay pretty decent, I'm going to try to just pick up every Greek god. My goal is to also, again, if they... I totally anticipate them to do another set of gods after this. Then I'm going to go for it. Alright, where's some more of these? This dude here still got anchored lands. Apparently hasn't drained them out yet. So there's the answer, because I haven't really noticed it, but there's the answer, right? If they're already anchored, they're not taking the anchors away, apparently. but you won't be able to anchor anymore in the future. Let's see here. We got 6. Yeah, that's okay. That's cool. We could battle that. All right, let's swap out 2-star. I think those are pretty much empty now, right? 2-star. Let's go to the 3-star. Getting 140 per battle. That's pretty good. Let's catch up on some comments here. Zurich, I think Grenadier Critical ×3 working is the big change on 1.26. Totally agree. What's really surprising is, that sometimes like a troop and damage stuff can go for so long before it's like corrected and addressed. I think in a game that's built around battle mechanics is like the one thing you'd want to be spot on at all times is the damage that your troops do. So it's a little shocking that it kind of gets by a little bit, but the thing is, at least they get to it, versus just like not addressing it whatsoever, or basically just being like, oh, no, it's fine. That if we can hit them with like the videos and the tracking the information that actually shows like, hey, something isn't right here, that they actually do address it. Sometimes they address it within a time frame of soon. But, I mean, in the end, at least they are and try to be proactive about getting this kind of stuff taken care of. Ether, what's going on? Hey, bud, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Just doing some grinding. Got a goal of trying to get to 10K souls tonight. And just see how it goes. Hopefully we can keep that progress going. We started at just over 2,000 souls. So that's what we're working on to now. Hey, by the way, let me also just drop that out there too. Just making sure. I think we got a few other people that weren't on the stream recently with me. But all of my streams and my goal is to also do it with each one of my videos are now available as a podcast. And I'm still getting some notifications. But even today alone, I just got approved on, I think, 2 or 3 more podcast networks. So basically, if you listen to podcasts, or you want to keep up on some DOT action, or you just can't get enough of me, which is actually highly impossible, you can catch me on podcasts now. And let's see, I'm going to just scoop this up, right? I'll pull up my podcast link and put it in the description of the video as well. I'll put it in the chat here too. Oh, I gotta make me log back in. This is ridiculous. Stop short of 12K souls. All right, so basically where you're at is where I want to be. I have not had a lot of time to put in some grind during the day, so all of my grinding is primarily in the evening. See, like here, I'd love to just put a spell. Why can't I put a spell in here? Because there's some trees? Yeah, well, there's troops in those trees. Now, granted, if it was my defense, I would probably be pretty happy about that. So that's just sometimes some things we sometimes have to consider is what we don't like when we're attacking. Sometimes we would appreciate when it's our defense. All right, there we go. Copy that URL and just paste that in here. So that's my podcast link, but you could pretty much click on that and then choose to watch it in any podcast network that you personally enjoy listening to podcasts in. This includes Apple Podcasts, and there's a bunch of other, I don't know, a bunch of other networks, because if I listen to a podcast, it's pretty much on Apple's podcasts themselves as well. But if you've got podcast channels on an Android device, anything like that, I am approved in pretty much a good majority of them. So, like I said, I just got about 2 or 3 more approvals for where my content is allowed to be posted to. But the nice part is I get to post pretty much it just once, and then my profile just takes care of the rest. I'm trying to just look for some smaller lands here. Because again, I'm trying to find just some good, but everyone's got stupid defenses. Here we go. There we go. All right, let's hammer through some of these. Dougie Fresh at 87.70. Grind is so painful. How are your guys' pulls going? Ethan, oh, there you go. You asked for a link. I put it up. I didn't even notice your comment there, but there you go. Dougie Fresh, you think there'll be 2 Rangers in this series of gods? If leaks are accurate, then yes, it's possible, but I don't put my faith into leaks. But, if we just think about gods, this is the way I'm looking at it. If I were to have designed this myself, what would I maybe have done? And so I'm looking at gods here, and this is what I'm thinking. So we've got Athena and Artemis, which honestly may not have even been the ones that I would have chosen. So they're choosing some different gods. And I like the fact that they're throwing in a good female mix for it too, not only for female players, but just some good old Titan diversity. But I mean, what are some of the other standard gods we've got? We've got Poseidon, Hades, and Zeus. So I mean, those 3 alone, if we break them down, Poseidon normally has a trident. Now, a trident, I think, would probably best match, if it were to be my guess, I would probably say a champion. It's a 2-handed weapon like that, almost like Wukong's staff or, Siegfried's axe, like Tritos' little axe, like anything that, like that whole long 2-handed type of handle. I definitely think Poseidon could end up being... Oh, I already went through 50 Portal Stones. So I think he could end up being a champ. If we look at Hades, Hades is the one I'm a little interested in. He, if we go fire themed, right, so he'll have Unax, would be my guess. Do fire damage. But with that, like, what would he be? Would he be a champion? I don't know if I would see Hades being an infiltrator. That one would be... Oh, man, what's up with you, bro? Take a chill, pig. But, I mean, we also have the Berserker. Hades I could maybe see as a Berserker, but I'm also questioning that just because, we had those other 2 fire Berserkers come in, like Malcor and Hellcore, whatever it is. Ether, taken off. You just subbed, listen later. Awesome. Get some sleep, bro. Get back to the grind tomorrow. So thanks for jumping in while you could. Dougie Fresh, just odd with Ranger release second when Odin was last. I mean, we do only have one. So let's get to Zeus then, right? Let's go ahead and just switch gears. Zeus, of course, is lightning. He's known for throwing his lightning bolt, so that just kind of makes sense to be ranged to me. But we also have to think of this. Out of all the other rangers, right now Zeus is the only... Let's go collect those 100 Portal Stones. He's the only lightning ranger we have. So with that, getting a second lightning ranger, I don't think would be that off. The only challenge that I could see happening there is, would Zeus, if he is a lightning ranger and does, let's say if he does Omega Stormbanes, just keeping it lightning in house here, does that kind of almost automatically make Odin a little old news? Or, is Odin still good because of his his archers, sorry? Just light him up. So there's that kind of just thinking I'm putting into it, but Zeus makes sense to me to be a lightning ranger. Poseidon makes sense to me to be a champion. And the closest element I could think of with Poseidon to the game, because they have not released any type of water element. So I'm assuming it's going to be Imperials, ice, water, probably go that way. Hades getting Grenadiers. Hades, the one, again, that's just the one that throws me. Is this. I don't know what. I'd have to look. I'd actually have to do some, like, Greek digging. Like, what kind of weapon is Hades most known for? Like, does he have, like, a standard weapon that he likes to throw down with? See, look at all those troops that are just out of range of that spell because they got some cover. Now, again, though, like, that's what makes the game. I'm not going to complain about that personally, I guess, just because that kind of makes it, you know, unique when going up against the defenses. You got to get there. And I would like for defense to be increased in here. Mr. Scuba Hades getting skellies. Ooh, maybe. Omega skeletons. That'd be unique. Plus, oh man, could you imagine putting the skellies on there and getting, like, using Calvarax's relics on him? Maybe. I mentioned on the last live stream that Athena would buff, only Athena would buff Storm Mains. All right, I missed that, but honestly, I was kind of on and off throughout the last live stream, which is why I haven't done a Talk of Titans. But so if he doesn't do that, what would Zeus? What would Zeus buff then? Is he gonna buff one of the human troops then? Maybe militia, archers, spearmen, any one of those? Because who else would buff human troops? Like, what other kind of gods are there? I mean, you have Ares, God of War, right? You got a bunch of other ones. Pull up a list here. I mean, I know there's plenty of them. I was actually just watching Percy Jackson with my kids, and all they focused on was Athena, Poseidon, and Zeus. They don't even really talk about the other gods in there. Lame. But yeah, so I mean, if they do, if that's what they're suggesting, not to say things couldn't change, you never know, but who would Zeus buff? And I wonder if Zeus, all right, if they just assuming they're going with him, you got to go with the staple gods. Are they going to give him a bow, or are they just going to let him, like, straight up throw lightning, kind of like a giant storm maiden? Oh, what if Zeus is a ranged titan, but he's actually like a gigantic storm? What if Zeus is actually a berserker, like these storm maidens, and actually throws just straight up lightning bolts rather than getting a bow? So what if he's a ranger, but not the same type of ranger as Odin? Huh? I don't know. Just thinking crazy here for a minute. Let's do Storm Maiden for a Storm Maiden. Let's do it. Let's just wrap this up. We'll go and do a tempo pull after this. Could you imagine that? I don't know. Would that be intriguing? Would you go for it? That'd be a bit different. Right? Odin, just big ass berserker. Just like these Storm Maidens here. But instead of holding axes, maybe he's just holding two thunderbolts and he's just sitting there chucking them like a berserker. What if Odin was our berserker? I don't know. No, just thinking. Just thinking. Take it fresh, yes. Defense needs big fix. I hate the way I load my garrison troops. It's not the way they are when I go back and look. Spells too, it appears it's based on level. Yeah, that's what some things I've noticed is that, like, the way that I'll load my spells in there when I look at my garrison later, it's not in the same order. So that's another topic. I'd like in a few minutes I want to switch gears. We'll talk about defense a little bit, and I'd like to get some ideas on what we think would be some good fixes for defense. Just because right now, I mean, this game really is built on offense. There's not a lot of defense, which, granted, I'll be upfront and say I don't want this game to become all about defense, because then nobody ends up attacking each other, and that pretty much becomes really lame. But let's talk. Let's talk just a minute about defenses. But we're gonna go switch over here to the temple. These will probably be gone. I'll just go on the hunt again. That's fine. Let's go ahead and do some pulls. So we do have a token to win a Mossman Titan. We'll see. Maybe we'll go for it. We've got 24 relic tokens. That's pretty much all I got right now here, huh? I got some DGs. We can always do a 500 Divine Gem just for the hell of it later on. But nope, get Titans. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do Storm Altar pull. 2,000 gems. Yep. What are we getting? 3-star. Oof. Pull again. Always. Pull again. Pull again. Gotta be quicker than that. Come on. Give me another 3-star. Whew, there we go. Okay. Luck of the live stream. 3 for 3. That time, of course, you gotta be killing me. Killing me, Mob Crush. During those pulls, my stream dropped. Ugh. Damn. Oh, guys, you missed it. I wasn't able to see exactly where it left off on the stream, but we just did 4 pulls. We got 3-star relics back to back. There we are, right? 1, 2, 3. So it was 3-star, 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 and then I pulled a 1-star. So I don't know. I don't know if you caught all the 3-stars. Hopefully, at least just missed out on the pain of the 1-star, right? I got 1-star out of that, so then we stopped. But man, that was a pretty good streak. I can't be mad about that. All right, let's throw that 1-star on here, and then we'll just use that up first. Ooh, those will help me get to my goal tonight. Man, only saw the 1 3-star. That just sucks. Man, that's a good moment for a live stream right there. Triple 3-star relics. And of course, at any point in time, that's when my stream's going to drop. I don't know what's up with this lately. I haven't had, I actually don't know if I want to blame MC for this, but I'm actually thinking this game is just, DOT's been a little buggy lately, so, maybe it's just a combination. Triple threat combination here that's kind of ruining my gameplay here. Is I moved my wireless router into a different room. Bad choice, of course. Then we got the game has been acting just a little buggy. And we'll just say, and I'm using, still getting used to, don't you? Yeah, you got a shot off. Damn you. Lost a Stormman. No, you're down. Look like you're taking a nap. Doug, you pulled with me and only got a 2-star. On a 2-star, I typically pull again. Because there's been many times where I pulled a 2-star and I go ahead and I just hit it again and I've gotten a 3-star. To me, see that black screen right there, that little bugging out like that, it's hard to know that. Sometimes I think that's kind of what's been throwing off my live streaming here a little bit. But I will usually stop pulling when I get a 1-star. That's my time to stop. So if it's 2-star or higher, I pull again. Now, I will say this. There was one time where I was just trying, just doing a little living on the edge here. And I pulled a 1-star and I said, you know what, screw it. And I went ahead and I pulled again, and I got one of the very few 4-stars I've ever gotten. I think I've only pulled 3 4-stars in this game as far as event relics go. And I once got it right after a 1-star because I was just feeling, it's like, oh, you know what, today Today's the day I'm going to live a little dangerously. So sometimes you never know. You know, it really is just a little bit of a little roulette that goes on here. But I cannot be mad about the triple 3-star relics. I lost another maiden there. All right, what do we got? You got too many. You got the 1-star. I like that, but too many troops on there for a good ping pong land. Here we go. Keeping it simple. It's been so long since you got a 4-star, but you had 4 4-star drops in your raids today. What lands you raiding? I haven't seen a 4-star drop in a long time. I've had a couple of 3-stars, but no 4-stars. Are you raiding higher lands, Dougie? Or are you, like me, I'm just kind of hitting this border stuff. Because me, it's more about speed tonight than it is about, you know, maximum rewards. So they say that your next pulls will be a 1-star and 2-star. Well, I mean, after those 3 stars, a 1-star was the very next one. So, that was my stopping point, right? Got the 1-star. Once I use up these 3 stars, then I'll go back and I'll do some more pulls if I need to. I forget how many souls a 3-star is going to get me. You only get Highlands, all about XP, baby. Yeah, it's smart, you know. I normally like to hit those higher lands, get that, you know, nice chunks of XP, but tonight, don't worry, you haven't missed anything there. A little drop, but being pressed for time, again, I'm just basically trying to find just these little, you know, ping pong lands that I can get through pretty quickly. Because I have not seen a lot of players that have good ping pong lands set up. You know, the best ones that I can take on are just these little ones because no one else is setting up some really good, proper ones. So even though they got more troops, at least they're lower troops. You know, saying like, hey, I've got ping pong, and they've got a level 1 Titan on there, but they still have full stock of level 23, 24 troops on there. That is not a ping pong land. But, you know, after this raid here, we're going to switch it up. Let's talk about defense, right? Because we've got, especially going to focus in on, you know, garrison defense. That's what I'd like to talk with you guys about. All right, there we go. So this raid wrapped up there. Oh, lovely 1-star. Yeah, it's what I do these raids for, all them 1-star relics. But let's start talking about defense a little bit. This is, you know, some opinions I'd like to get from you guys, specifically talking Garrett variant to them. You know, they got some good options. A little glitch. See, yes, I don't know if this is. Because honestly, this was acting a little buggy when I was sitting on my couch right next to my router. So, but anyways, let's stay focused. Garrison maps. What are our thoughts on garrison maps? Because it came up earlier, and I said, you know, we'll talk about it in a bit. We just crossed the hour threshold here, so I think now would be a good time to talk about it. You know, and we've been going for an hour. Should we? Do we want to do a token pull? Should we do a Titan pull and just see what we get? I mean, Mossman Titans, not bad options there. But garrison maps. Again, I've seen this kind of come up in conversation with updates. You know, if they get relic forging fixed, will they maybe go ahead and switch over to, garrisons, and how, there's the debate about like the short map, long map. Let me look for some ping pong here. What are our thoughts on garrisons? How do you feel about them now? What would you like to see tweaked about them? To me, from someone who last, you're no longer in the game here or in the league. How about One Awaken here? Let's see. Let's visit you. Last I was told, I believe I have a short map. And I randomly can get a green on it. I've actually gotten a green on there when I throw on Thor with Storm Maidens. Which is kind of shocking because he's only level 41. But, the question is, some people are saying, Dougie, just saw your question come up here, is, that they supposedly change. Oh, here we go. That's a nice chunk of VP for it. That they supposedly change when I think you cross castle level 21 or 20, something like that, somewhere in that range, that it's supposed to change. There's some people that get the garrison map where you've got the lightning storm in the center, which will kill your troops if you run through it. Some people have a short map, which basically is ultimate destruction for your defense. Then there are some people who have that ridiculously long garrison map. What is it that influences how that is? Matt has addressed it and said, they know that it needs to be fixed. So, but is it only just the map? What about the strategy you get to put in your defense? Like the comment that came up earlier is, like, can I pick my defense? Why can't I say, hey, this is what I'd like to see. This is the order I'd like my spells to drop. And this comment came up, I think Yuki actually mentioned it, was Lawrence Wicks. Yo, what's going up, right? Every sort of hand gesture to you there, nice. The summoning troops. What if summon troops automatically just dropped in, like, boom, right from the get-go, and they dropped into 3 different points around the map? I believe this was Yuki's idea. They just dropped in from 3 different points around the map right from the get-go. Because here's what's happening now, from what my understanding is with Athena, is that your summoned troops fall into the mix with your spells, which means that your spells are also being stretched out over a larger period of time now to make room for your summoned troops. And I really like this idea. I would love to see summoned troops just get dropped in from like 3 different corners of the map, or automatically drop in behind the person attacking me, and still have my spells right in order. Because if the summoning troops are taking place of my spells, I see that as actually being a problem for defense. That's not helping defense out. And I think summoned troops actually can have a lot to offer when it comes to defense. So that's a little idea there. We definitely have to get some comments on it, hear what you guys are thinking. What would be some adjustments that you would like to make to defense? What do you think could really help increase that? Again, not to make this like a full-on defensive game, but I think where's this cat going? See, like, troops sometimes aren't even all that smart. Like, what do you think could help make defenses a little more valuable? Because right now, Titans are just kind of like, they're not always great on defense. What happened to Paladins? What happened to Guardians? What can happen to improve that? Now, thank you, Fresh. You also asked me this question. What alliance am I on? I am on Sanctuary. It's I've been on this alliance pretty much since I started the game. Actually, if you go back to my early videos, I used to be on an alliance called Asgard, right? I merged with another alliance called DSB. just shortly after that, we changed our name to become just one group, and we ended up choosing Sanctuary. I think I've been in the Sanctuary for over a year now. I've jumped here or there just like for an event. If our team wasn't pushing for it, I hooked up with NT Hammer a couple of times to do events. But that's all. That's all that it was just for an event opportunity. But I am in Sanctuary Omega. We've got two. We have Sanctuary Omega. We are currently on the push to actually get ourselves back into Masters. This season, it looks like we might fall just a little shy. And what I mean by a little shy is just a couple dozens of VP. Masters, that's where we're at right now. Our Mega team is in Masters, and Masters sometimes can be more of a crazy-ass battle than actual Legends. But we also have Sanctuary Delta. I think they might be down in, like, Champions right now, I think. We've got room for anyone that might be looking for people to come on board. If not Omega, then even our Delta team. Delta is a little more chill. We don't have any minimums set for our teams. It's basically stay active, and we set team goals. What I like about the DOT Alliance is it doesn't matter if you're always on the same team, but a lot of people help each other out. Brain Suppers, what's going on? So we don't have any minimums, but we definitely go for team goals. This is the rank we're going for. This is the prize we're going for, et cetera, et cetera. Lexus Steam, what's going on? It said great idea to the drop 3 summon troops right from the start, especially with Calrax. Yeah, see, I think that would definitely start to change up defense a little bit. As someone said when it comes to garrison maps, keeping them all the same, but it will be too boring. I agree with that. I don't want everyone to have the same map. I would like to see maybe if there were 3 maps, let's just say 3 standard maps, and every time that you were defeated, that map changed. Or every time you were attacked, that map changed. That's what I'd really like to see, is just that constant. So this way, not only if I switch my Titan, then I also switch the map that it's on. So it really kind of just adds a little bit of a different level of complexity to it. I don't think that's crazy absurd as far as coding goes, because you don't have to come up with new maps. It's just if you could somehow program, you already have the different maps in there, but somehow program it to be, here's your rotation. Now, Dougie, before I go too far, I just want to go ahead and pull it up. This is my alliance. Again, I'm a co-leader on there. We've got about, we have about like 8 different leaders between our 2 alliances. And we all just kind of rotate whoever might be holding the crown. So this is Sanctuary Omega. Again, we've got Sanctuary Delta. Got a couple leaders in here. Pretty much anyone with a star actually is one of the leaders, from Shish, Curls, Growlic, JR Gold, Killer, HSK Jericho, Rugby, Zilla, myself. So we all just kind of pass the crown around depending on who might need time off or who can really kind of get in the game. But we got 48 out of 50 members. Like I said right now, shooting for, as far as we're shooting for promotion. I don't think we're going to get it this season because we're about 50 mil out. So this one here got pretty active, especially when you look at Quantum's Web, stuff like that. The one part, and again, I'm not trying to rag on these teams, but the hardest part about Masters is there's so many teams that promote and then immediately drop out. Now, what sucks is we actually want to promote and stay in Legends and not drop out, but we got to put up the fight of our lifetime just to get there. Fighting against, again, not specifically these ones, because I don't know all these teams and their strategies as well, but we got to fight against sometimes people that plan on promoting and then just dropping right away, which really can kind of, and sometimes just suck. That's pretty much what there is to it. So, another 56 soul battle here, but Sound City, I can't remember if I said hey to you, but you know what's up. Dougie Fresh, you need to stop the warning ahead of spells. That alone would help defense big time. Dougie, when spells first came out, I don't think you got the warning, or I think the warning time used to actually be, holy shit, Stormmates, what the hell are you doing? Why are you just like running in there like a bunch of idiots? But the warning time actually used to be a lot smaller, and I don't know if anyone else might remember, but spells used to continue to do damage. This was something that like irked a lot of people. But spells did damage even after the victory screen. Does anyone remember that? Right? You'd get victory, but then all of a sudden, boom, that like meteor spell would come dropping in. And let's see. I need to use up my reinforcements and ask for more anyways. But yeah, they used to do damage after that victory screen, and a lot of people were just kind of like, yo, this needs to get changed. But now, like those fireballs, those didn't do anything to my troops, but they used to, which was crazy. You Stormaids there. Lex, so you didn't like the spell damage after the victory screen. Yeah, neither did I. So definitely agree with you there, Lexu, about post victory screen. I'm happy that got changed, but I'm saying they've made quite a few changes. With the whole spell on defense, because spells actually they also didn't used to be on defense. For anyone who depending on how long you've been playing this game, it's definitely changed. Ooh, I'm running out of maidens there. Yeah, I kind of just sent a bunch of them to their death. Let's go ahead and bring the cats back out. Oh, let's go all the way back. All the way back. So, I mean, the timer, in my opinion, that wasn't one that I've actually personally had a lot of problems with, just because, kind of giving a little bit of heads up, like, hey, it's coming. But, there's quite a few things that need to get changed there. And again, then I can get on my soapbox about the whole, fight for masters to promote, and then nobody even stays. I think I mentioned this I swear I've mentioned this during a recent live stream, about, like a timer that needs to be on there preventing people. What did I have on here? Did I have a mount armor? I thought I had a Bitter Dirks on this bro here. I guess I didn't, because I don't have a free Bitter Dirks, so I guess I'm going to throw on my mount armor. And we got to swap out that relic. But, yeah, I mean, as far as, like, the whole, like, league dropping, my idea on that one, people are fighting to promote, and then all of a sudden drop out, like, the very next day. Boom, we're in Legends, and all of a sudden we're gone. We're just going to leave, like, an empty alliance up here. I think there should be, when a team promotes, I think there should be a 72-hour waiting period, like a cooldown period. And if anyone leaves your alliance within that window, then they drop back down to, I don't know, Gold League or something like that. We also know the lower leagues, they're kind of tapering down. So imagine, if anyone who leaves an alliance after promotion has to drop down, you start back low, you start getting a little bit more, consistent battles that take place from, I wouldn't say Bronze League, but I mean, if they start, even if you just start in the Gold League, because I mean, those places are pretty much just a barren wasteland right now. So if those players started dropping down, now you'd start thinking about, they got to climb back up. Spread players out a little bit in different places. With that, you could even consider making leagues actually a smaller number of teams rather than 50. Because the problem is, half of the league isn't even fighting for it, just because, they're looking at the top 5, and, the bottom 25, they're not fighting anyone in the top 5. There's not a lot of fight that goes on across the leaderboard, so smaller leagues, could be helpful. Let me catch up on some comments here. All right. Zom City Omega Panther design is nice. I agree. I actually like that they're kind of a little bit more feral. Brain, didn't mind the damage once battle was done, but I did like how the spells looked once the scream zoomed to Titan and see spell around him. I dig that. I think like when you've got Poison Cloud, or especially like when Thor, Odin, or any of them, or like especially Thor was standing there and he's had like a lightning bolt that was near him. Sometimes I would drop a spell at the last minute on him just to try to get a cool screenshot of it. Dougie Fresh, yep, seems like after 24 hours or so, peeps run. Yeah, absolutely. Especially Legends League. That's the big one, is teams are putting up this crazy battle to promote and then immediately dropping out. So I think that's a bit of a challenge that needs to be addressed to try to balance that out somehow. So for me, I'm thinking, if there's this cooldown period before you can leave, but if let's say if your leader kicks you, because you can't stop that. If your leader kicks you, then you as a player have to start back down in the gold league. You know, how but then you got the challenge of like, how do people get back into their alliances or anything? Maybe that's the whole battle is, how do people actually stick with an alliance? Is, well, when you get kicked, you're not there. So I don't know. I'm just kind of putting some thoughts out there, just random ideas. Not saying these all necessarily work together, but we need something. Oh man, I didn't make you guys move. Damn it. But I think that's part of the challenge is we've just got so many players and or teams that are just this whole jump, demote, Legends League is left empty, but those are just some ideas. Like I said, I don't know if they go together. Cool down after promotion before you know anyone can go anywhere. Kind of like the cap bonus, right? I mean, we already have that ability in there. So the timer that tells you, hey, you've capped a land, you can't switch alliances. What if we had the same thing with, hey, you've been promoted, you can't switch alliances? And then if your leader kicks you, yeah, you got to drop down to Gold League. So we could use some of the mechanics that are kind of already there. It's just thoughts. I mean, I'm not trying to come up with it. You guys that are watching, tell me, or anyone that listens to this, afterwards, put your comments on the video and let me know what you think. We know the devs definitely watch YouTube stuff, so, getting a chance to kind of collect some comments around this idea, pretty good. Well, if you listen to podcasts, especially if you listen to it on using Anchor, which is what I used to record it, you could leave me comments, voice comments. I could include your voice comments in my next live stream. So let me know. Tweet it to me, post it on Instagram, put it here on YouTube, which is, of course, one of the primary channels, but even throw it into my podcast. Send me a message through podcast or leave me a voice memo on the podcast, and I'll definitely include this stuff in future live streams. What I'm also thinking about doing is just doing periodical. I'd love to say weekly because that would be my goal, but I can't commit to that. Doing periodical podcast only events, so not always doing something on YouTube. So, keep an eye out for that. And if I ever do that, I'll tweet it. Hey, catch my latest podcast, stuff like that. So if you're into podcasts, and my stuff is maybe not always going to be on YouTube, make sure you follow me on Twitter because that is where I'll put some updates for things like that, like catch my latest podcast, blah, blah, blah. My Twitter handle is just Gaming Jaeger, or at Jaeger the Gamer is my account there. So hit me up. But let me get back to some comments here, right? Dougie Fresh, whoa. I read that like Keanu Reeves. Whoa. That would sure change things. Brain, how about if you drop, you get a VP penalty for 40 hours, like 50% penalty per battle, but just for VP? Huh, that's not a bad idea either. I'm trying to think of things, and again, I like the idea. But here's what I'm trying to think is like, what can we do to not have to wait 9 months for some changes to that stuff, right? Let's try to get creative with some of the mechanics we already have. Now, I didn't pre-plan that when I actually said the whole lockout timer, but I just realized that we do already have a lockout timer in the game, right? And that's the whole if you capture a land. Could they use that lockout timer? The mechanics already in the game. Can they use that for the same as you've been promoted? So just a little idea there, right? And I like the idea of players, if they get kicked from their alliance, having to drop down leagues, because that kind of forces you to, what's the word here? Forces you to kind of have to fight back into the leagues again, bringing a little bit of fight back into the gold league, the platinum leagues, the elite leagues of the world. They're right now. I mean, most of the game is taking place between Masters, Legends, Champions as well. Those are the probably three most active seasons. Elite actually can get a little busy, but just not, the gold, silver, bronze, platinum, I don't think those are highly active leagues. So this could potentially help shake all that up. And with that, maybe you cut leagues down to only 30 teams per league. So that's some ideas, right? Okay. Let's take a look at what else we got here. Let's see. Dougie, you think peeps end up over their head and decide to drop and try again? I think a lot of it is they just don't want to do the fight, because they like being big fish in little ponds. They can win champion, they can win masters because they can take those on. And this is just my opinion, I'm not pointing my fingers at any specific team that even necessarily relate to, because the top teams on our league actually are not farming VP. Good number of them. I could scroll through there and be like, hey, look at, these people, they're not just sitting there farming VP. Right? Let's just swipe over. Rank 2, there's not a lot of VP, right? That's us. First place, a little bit more VP, but not everybody. Look at this. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that, guys, on YouTube. That stream went down for a minute. But anyways, what I was saying, right, rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, which I just kind of pulled up through there, swiping around a little bit. Sorry you guys lost that, but they're not farming loads of VP. They definitely have some lands out there, but they're not farming it out. But yeah, I think a lot of people that go in and farm VP or rely on lands to help cap up VP that they need, they just can't handle it in Legends, because Legends, things get capped and dropped, so you have to raid. And the thing is, you have to raid garrisons to get your VP up there, so it's just a different style of gameplay. So I think definitely that's how they end up over their head. Zurich, some friends are fighting for first place in Masters. The other alliances they're bringing VP lands from other leagues with their second accounts and minis. Yeah, see, that's a shame. But Lexu, love dropping the 6-meter storms all at one time. Looks cool for graphics. Nice, Brain. I don't play that part of the game, so it doesn't really affect me. Yeah. Looks like your idea for less than 50 people in an alliance is kind of interesting. Not too much smaller, though. Well, Lexi, I'm not saying less than 50 people in an alliance. I'm saying less than 50 teams on a server. So right now, on your leaderboard, right, you've got 50 teams. I'm suggesting taking that 50, because look at all these. Look at those empty shells down there. I'm suggesting take the 50 teams and dropping that down to just a 30. And then your demotion zone out of 30 teams is, bottom 10 maybe. So right here at, rank 20, this would be your demotion zone. And then these league rewards, you could change them up a little bit more. Hopefully those can be adjusted. So those are some ideas, for that. Capture land timer doesn't matter, right, Doug? I know you can get kicked, and that can change. I think if you get kicked from an alliance, we can just throw things out there. If you get kicked from an alliance, I think you should lose all of your lands automatically. Brain, using existing mechanics, same thing we said before. Make leagues progressively better, make rewards better. End of season, yes, agree. All that stuff needs to be revised, but I think it needs to be revised heavily and overhauled, but it needs to be overhauled with things that they can also apply quickly, so we're not waiting 9 months for anything like that. But City says, need a new feature for Max Titan. I think, wouldn't it be great? How about this, City? I'm just scrolling through these comments here. What if a Max Titan gave an extra, some extra type of multiplier to, resources that you collect, because, or the VP. You can't get XP with them, but what if you're using a level 60 Titan and it gives a 1.1 or 1.2 boost to resources, whether it be VP, whether it be gold, food, anything. Or what if Max Titans only gave it, forget the, I know VP's where it is, but then you're kind of just giving more power to the already powerful, balance. So what if a Max Titan gave you extra, 1.1 boost to any gold or food, that you get from from a raid. You could do it to VP, but yet again, then the guys that are new to the game, players that don't have max titans, they're not getting that. But that also kind of would maybe encourage people to try to max a titan a little bit quicker and sooner. So that could potentially mean money back to the devs, which of course is what makes this game go round. Can't argue that. Not trying to help them be money focused and hungry. But, what if a max titan actually offered a boost in battle? What do you guys think of that? I'm just rolling. I'm literally just, I've never thought of these ideas. I'm just rolling them off the top of my head right now. Must have, a little, maybe, if these are good ideas, I got my thinking cap on. If they're bad ideas, then shit, sorry, But I'm just trying to roll some stuff out here. And do any of these even sound appealing? Just need to be booted, right? You already said that. Zalan, agree. Oh, Zalan's still here, right? Zurich getting rid of Anchor is the right direction. I agree with that. Stream just take a dump. Stream went down harder than a $20 hooker. Yeah, it just suddenly crashed. Sorry, Brian. It's going to happen. Probably going to happen a couple more times. I am back down. You guys, I'm way behind on these comments, clearly. So, Brian, you've got a super crazy idea for fixing jumping. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What do we got? And actually, before I continue, why isn't jumping a whole team considered taboo or cheating? I mean, because I think amongst people in the game, I think other people would say it's relatively taboo. Now, I also say that as it is something that even we used to do. Sometimes I think jumping actually it's kind of okay to a degree. There are times that we jumped because we wanted to change our focus. We didn't want to be in the VP. We were looking for, we wanted to help some newer players grow. So we hung out. We would jump down to a lower league so some of our newer players could actually take time to level up and not get hammered by some of the more intense battles in higher leagues. So I say this is kind of taboo, as even though I'm one that used to do it. So I guess I'm kind of speaking from both sides of my mouth. However, we haven't jumped in probably a couple of months. We stopped jumping because we got tired of it. We were never jumping because we promoted and then didn't want to be there. We would always jump when it came to one of those like we need to help out some of our smaller players. But I also see your point. You are definitely trying to gain an advantage by going somewhere where you know that you could basically beat up on those players and it's an easy win for you. So I definitely see that as being, I see it as taboo, maybe more frowned upon. I wouldn't say the word cheating, but what's the other word I'm looking for here? Oh, new subscriber, Zaim. Thanks for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. What's the word? Not like taking advantage of the glitch. There's a word for it. I can't think of that word. Anyways. So, I mean, that's, a little something there. But continue, Brain. I want to hear your idea a little further. I think jumping needs to be resolved. I think that does need to be kind of squashed out. But yeah, so I think jumping is God. I'm fighting for this word. It's like the food glitch. It's God damn it. What is that word? The word is not cheating, but it's on that level. What is that word I'm looking for? This is gonna drive me nuts. But anyways, I'm gonna think about it. Zalan, man, if you're around here, you know this word. Help me out. What's the word I'm looking for? When you take advantage of a game mechanic that's there, basically, it's not like almost like getting the advantage out of that, but you shouldn't be doing it, but damn, I cannot think of it. An exploit, yeah, you're using it's more exploiting than it is cheating, I guess I would say. Thank you, Brain, for being in there. JJ, cheers, yo. Let's see. So, anyways, Azuric, think better rewards is the first step to fix war, and alliances demoting to fight for first place in lower leagues. Latest Throne of Wars made it clear. Yeah, better rewards are great. I think Throne Wars, to keep Legends, I think Throne Wars needs to be there. It'd be nice if they had, some kind of a better qualifier, but I guess, giving you at least the one season to fight it out before you get up there. I think it might not even be a bad idea just to have Throne Wars just sporadically just kind of pop up, on a Wednesday or something. Because in that way, if you're not already in Legends, you're going to miss out. It might kind of help keep people in Legends a little bit. But Brain, you hereby declare all Jumper Alliances cheating alliances. All right? Brain says it. It is now DOT law. Dougie Fresh, but shall start to look very different by Wednesday due to all the jumping. What looked easy on Monday turns out to be super crazy by Wednesday. Agreed. I think exploiting an existing mechanic, you have a glitch or exploitation. Yep, we're awesome. You guys got it all. But yeah, I agree. So I think that's why I'm thinking. So let me just share this idea now. Now that everyone's kind of on the same page of a little bit of the taboo. With 20 people watching now, awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Late night streaming here. Now I would also appreciate it. Hey, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little thing out there. Hit that like button. Helps my videos out on YouTube. Again, don't forget that you guys can also check out my podcast. Going to just throw a podcast link in there. But so here's the idea behind the freeze out. Talking about freeze. But, so here's my idea, right? So if you get promoted, because that's usually what the thing is, right? If you get promoted, I think there should be a 72-hour lockout, or even 48 hours could be enough. But I like the idea of 72, and here's why. Number one, 72 hours is pretty much puts you at about Wednesday, where the event is. So at that 72 hours... there's been a couple events that you pretty much maybe committed to, or we might have an event start where there's souls involved. So you might be less likely to actually jump because an event is getting started. You don't know if you're going to get somewhere. I also like 72 hours because I think that sets up enough time to where you won't be able to make up the difference when you move, or even your team moves. So you're not going to be able to come in there and be 3 days late and still take first place. Now, this is something where I would actually say something that needs to change. Currently, they don't let you bring lands up the leagues. I don't think that you should be allowed to bring lands down in the leagues either, or even laterally. I think that if you leave your alliance, personally, if you leave your alliance, you should lose all your lands. I'm just going to put that out there. If you're kicked or you leave an alliance, your lands should get, or at least your VP lands, those should get trashed. You can keep your resources, because whatever. But VP lands should be deleted anytime that you leave an alliance, kicked or choose to leave. I also think that at the turn of every season, wow, okay, I actually shout out that there's 20 people watching and I lose 5, down to 15. That's cool. Thank you, 15 people, for sticking around with me and tuning into the stream. Now, I think that like I was saying, the turn of every season, VP land should get reset. You should not be able to allow, 20K VP build up and go in and collect it within the first 5 minutes, and teams start out at 26 million within the first hour of a new season. So Fury, hey, what's going on? Grisho George, right? Yep, absolutely. Here we go. In Masters, also there is no VP lands to raid. Much delayed in VP lands, not good. So, I mean, that's my thought, right? 72 hours. You can't make that back up. You might already be committed to a thing. And if you leave or are kicked, you lose your lands. At least your VP lands. Keep your gold, keep your farm, whatever, that's fine. But lose your VP. And at the turn of a season, those VP lands get they don't get deleted, but they get, any VP that's been building on them gets cleared. So VP only starts to build. It gets wiped out at the end of the season, and it starts to build from the first hour of the season. Doesn't roll over from one season to the next. So that's just my idea there. They should remove VP from moving period. Resource lands, Matt. Yeah. So JJ, you're kind of on with what I'm saying is VP should not be allowed to jump. You go down, you go up, you go across. VP lands get deleted. Whether you get booted or you choose to leave. That's it. VP lands are gone. But if you're keeping them, and when you get promoted or the next season starts, any VP that went uncollected should get reset back to 0. So I just threw a lot at you. What do you guys think about that? Are these worthwhile ideas? Let me know now so I can read it and say it on stream. Because I don't want to voice all this and then maybe have someone listen to it or hear it and be like, well, okay, that's an idea and let's go with it, right? I don't want anyone to come back and be like, Jaeger, you said this, now it's time to blame you. Do you guys like these ideas? Am I just, am my ideas pretty worthless? Brain, I'm still waiting for maybe a little bit more from you. I didn't see that comment come in here. Where's your idea? You like parts of my idea? Do you think what do you think about 72 hours? What do you think about resetting VP? What do you think about VP being deleted? Definitely let me know. JJ says, you like where my head's at? Definitely worth piloting for a few weeks. Azuric says, it's a great idea. George, you say, yes, great idea. Okay, cool. So, it's a good start to a big project. Dougie Fresh. Could start to a big. I think I already read that one. Just looking between what's popping up on my screen. Actually, looking on my YouTube now. Man, this game, I'm being a little buggy, and I think that actually is affecting what I got going on here. Let's do a milestone check. Where are we at? We started at 2,000. I am only at 5,007. We're up at rank 97 now. What have been some of the rewards I've come across here? I got some DG. Let's collect those. Got some gems. Let's get Kuba. Let's get a token. The relics and things like that we'll come back for. Let's get Logu. There we go. Nice. Moving along here. So, closer, getting closer. Don Powers. They should delete all VP lands at the start of a season. They should also not allow VP lands to be captured. And they should not get a shield, just like Throne Wars. Ooh, I like that idea. So basically, VP just gets drained once it's collected. So would you still say, like in your pool of lands, would you still only just get 2 per day and that's it? Best 2 weeks of DOT in the last year was the Throne Wars beta. Exclusive events would be interesting. I like the idea of exclusive events. I think Throne Wars definitely was a great introduction. So, it's I'd like to see that come around. I still want to see Trials of Power. Dougie Fresh, actually like my idea, dude. Nice, thanks, appreciate it. So we've got some ideas as a community. Hopefully the big part is DOT, natural motion. They hear what we're saying. Hopefully they could put some of these ideas together into action. Oof, level 23s. I'm probably still going to lose a lot of troops, and I can't take those kind of losses right now. Oh, you're still all bubbled. All right. let's see if we can get this kind of back in motion. It's coming back to life just a little bit. So it seems like when my game makes a pretty hard glitch in it, you know, I get into certain black loading screens or things like that. It seems like it's impacted my stream a little bit. So definitely apologize, you know, to everyone watching and how this is kind of cutting out every so often. Definitely a problem, I know, and I'm sorry. I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, but